Here now. Jimmy Failla, Fox Across America host on Fox Radio. We can sit here for an hour and just pick apart that video.
Yes, I kind of resent this booking because you're like, Biden's talking creepy around young girls. Who knows a lot about talking creepy? You know, Jimmy Failla. Let's bring him down. He's a real dirtbag. Listen, there's no way to watch that.
You are not a dirtbag.
I'm actually a very presentable dirtbag, but stick with me. I know.
You're not that.
No, that's
kind of
awful.
dirt, yeah.
Like, he is clearly, if nothing else, we all have an uncle who holds on a little too long at Christmas. You know, the holiday hug that goes maybe 40 seconds too long, you know? Jenny Failla has a few of those on her church circuit. Like, she'll be like, I'm not, steer clear of that guy's going to hold on too long.
You have to run interference at family gatherings in the fellowship hall.
Yeah, I'm like a fullback. Right. That's funny. But you understand, this is a girl just taking like a picture, and he's forcing a dating conversation into the, it's really gross. It's really uncomfortable. But it's also very telling of who he is. He is a dirty old man. He's a dirty old man.
It's not just what he said. He's got his hands on her.
I know. And then when you look at, like, you know, some people posted the still photos. Yes, she's very uncomfortable. He said, listen, no serious boyfriends till you're 30. The question was, hey, Joe, how are you? You know what I mean? It was not even part of the conversation.
And then he repeated it.
Yeah.
The mother went, what?
Yeah.
Like, when, at what point does some parent...
I know.
Well, you can't put your hands on the president, but at least say, get your mitts off my kid.
He's going to be the first president to wear a shock collar in public, because they're just going to have to zap him. They don't want to call attention to it, so they're just going to give him some volts when he goes for the Pert Plus. Whenever he goes to sniff a girl, he has 1,000 volts. How about that?
I will quote Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie. It's like, can we buy some cattle prods to give to the nurses? They can just zap the doctors in the badoobies when they get out of hand.
This is what it's come to, America. A president who's
not a shock collar. I'm talking about a cattle prod for Secret Service.
Joe Biden,
for Secret Service.
Only presidential meet and greet that ends in pepper spray. Come on, man.
So the First Lady Jill was at the Eagles-Cowboys game. And according to reports from fans, got booed.
Yeah.
Not here. You can't. You can't hear it.
Kind of back and forth. Well, she's in a tough position. First of all, like you come on the field for the coin toss, but because of inflation, it's now 53 cents. It's not just a quarter anymore. Even the coin toss is more expensive.
Just throw in a handful of change in there.
You gotta forget it. We don't even care. Eagles fans do boo everybody. But this was specific, and you know it was specific, because she's supposedly from there, you know, and Biden did win Philly with 127% of the vote, which is not nothing. That's kind of impressive. But we just keep laughing offline, pretending that Biden doesn't understand that it's the football team and not the band.
All right, do you want to tell the joke?
So I said earlier, Joe Biden is furious that the Eagles booed Jill, and he's going to personally call Don Henley to sort this out. He's going to get down to the heart of the matter.
No, he wouldn't call Don Henley. He'd call Glenn Fry. To get the joke, Glenn Fry is dead.
Yes.
Glenn Fry is no longer alive. People on Twitter did not quite get that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm in a pickle because I would rip the Eagles, but the Eagles have the best record in the entire NFL. They're 6-0, and the team formerly known as the Washington Football Club is dead last in that division.
Which is
like,
absurd.
what are we? I think we're 2-4.
Oh, no, it's embarrassing. And the Eagles fans still lead the league in punched police horses. I mean, they've got us from every angle. We can't hang with these people.
And the Phillies are doing well, right?
Yes, the Phillies won.
Was it Santa Claus booed at an Eagles game or a Phillies game?
Yeah, he was booed at an Eagles game. They didn't like the idea that he was giving away packages. But do you understand? Jill Biden's husband is giving away the country. It's a lot more infuriating to them, and you're going to hear about it. But that's why they're booing her, is for all the abuse they give to the other team, the one thing they don't sign off on is elder abuse. They know she's guilty of it, so they booed her.
But Let's Go Brandon was born out of a NASCAR race.
Thank you.
So again, you got to give it to the NASCAR fans who have previously booed at it was at Homestead in 2011.
Yep.
They booed her and First Lady Michelle Obama, the final race of the year.
Love it.
Yep. So environmentalists, check it out, are dumping milk onto a supermarket floor. This is in Edinburgh, Scotland, to protest the destructive dairy industry. I know it's Edinburgh. I just said Edinburgh because I'm a redneck.
Yeah, and it worked. And I'm on set.
Edinburgh.
I'm clearly not a pronunciation snob. You know what I mean?
When it's filled with jack legs like this, it's called Edinburgh.
Thank you. Yeah, you don't get the nice pronunciation, you dopes.
So what do you think of this?
Well, these are idiots. The whole environmental movement, every time you watch one of these videos, what is it? It's a lot of spoiled white kids who think they're saving the world. 99% of the environmental movement is stupid white kids who think they can control the weather. Like, listen, I liked pot as much as anybody when I was their age, but I never smoked enough of it to think I could control the weather.
Where is one mom? One Scottish mom, even not the mother of one of these children, to march up to him and grab one of them by the ear, or the hair,
if you were gonna...
and just say, we're going to take you home, and you're going to pick a switch out of the yard.
Imagine the old days. I mean, I say this all the time.
But don't tell me that doesn't happen now. Where's one parent to say, you're going to stop being wasteful? A lot of female, yes, mother cows worked hard for that.
You're not wrong. And this is the thing. This is where we're kind of failing society as a whole by not beating our kids. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but on a small scale, you got to spank your kids because they got to know when you act like an a-hole, bad things are going to happen. This is a group of kids who expect to get away with acting like that, and now we have no milk.
Yeah,
now I've got to drink some oat milk or something stupid.
You can't do anything with
everything my parents think you'd be in jail for right now. Dear, your tooth hurt? Have some brandy and go to bed. Here's a scotch, little Jimmy.
Here's some bourbon.
Yeah.
So we have 10 seconds. Kanye West is allegedly, buying Parler. You got 2 seconds because that's all that deserves.
Well, just be careful, Kanye. You can't get away with doing all this stupid stuff. If you say enough anti-Semitic stuff, they'll make you Ilhan Omar's hype man. You don't want to go from a lead rapper to a hype man.
Jimmy Failla, love you, mean it.